Right. Welcome everyone to the market simulation call for Independent 2020 release. My name is Anshuman Vaidya. I'm your market simulation coordinator. First of all, Happy New Year. And can somebody confirm if they can hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Thank you. Calls and webinars are recorded for stakeholder convenience, allowing those who are unable to attend to listen to the recordings after the meetings. The recordings will be publicly available on the ISO webpage for a limited time following the meetings. The recordings and any related transcriptions should not be reprinted without the ISO permission. So we have the following agenda today. We'll talk about the map stage availability, and then we'll talk about the Independent 2020 release, market simulation initiatives and timelines. Then we'll talk about the market simulation initiatives separately, and then we'll talk about updates for the ADS, and then we'll talk about next steps. Currently, we don't have any map stage maintenance scheduled, and you can always find up-to-date information on portalmap.kaiso.com. So you can always go there and check out if something changed. But as for now, we don't have any maintenance scheduled. Anybody has any questions? Okay, moving on. All right, so we have 2 projects remaining for the Independent 2020 release. And currently, we still have the market simulation end date on 15th of January. But if we don't, if we're not able to perform the market simulation scenarios on time, then we will update the dates as we move along the market simulation days. Okay, probably in the next meeting we can discuss about dates. Any questions about these timelines? All right, moving on. So intertide deviation settlements, our vendor have still not provided us with the fix that we were hoping for. So that's why we don't have a date yet for when the structured scenarios will be performed. Updated in the upcoming meetings. You can still test your tags on demo.kaiso.tag.oati.com to be ready to submit tags whenever we have this functionality available. Please use the following structured scenario document to practice if you want to perform the scenarios, or go through it for any more information. For symmetrical wheeling project, we still have the timeline till November 17th to January 15th. Somebody had a question? Okay. For symmetrical wheeling, the business requirements specification document and unstructured scenario documents are available at the following links below. So does anybody have any question on these 2 projects? Okay, moving on. We have the following known issues. Out of those, issue number 1 and issue number 3 have been fixed and are available in map stage to test. Issue number 1 was actually a production issue, which is fixed in production also, and the code has gone to map stage 2. Issue number 2, we don't have any fixed date yet. We are still working with our vendor to analyze this issue and get to the bottom of it. And issue number 4 is related to our IDS testing. And as I mentioned before, we haven't received a satisfactory fix for that yet. Any questions on these known issues? Okay, moving on. Now let's talk about ADS adoption, decommission, and activation of new feature. I'll invite Trang to give us an update on that.
Thank you, Anshuman. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, Good. So I presented this information at the TUG this Tuesday, a couple of days ago, for the plans and updates on the decommission and the dry run of the decommission. So just to recap, February 1st is the day in production that we plan to decommission the old ADS Delphi client as well as V6 of the API. We do plan to support, again, the V7 and the V8, and then for the UI, only the ADS UI will be available and the Delphi client will no longer be available as of February 1st. In order to prepare for that, we are doing a dry run of the deactivation of the Delphi client and the V6 of the API in production on Monday the 11th. So what that means is that we will, for 1 hour, deactivate those to simulate the decommission on 2/1. So there's been a customer notice that was sent out on the December 23rd, and we'll be sending daily reminders out on the 7th, the 8th, and the 10th and the 11th of that dry run activity. And there will be a bridge that will be open during that 1 hour window on Monday between 1 and 2 Pacific time that those old interfaces won't be available. So just a reminder here to make sure that we cover the various audiences for ADS. I do have one update on the activation of the new features, and just as a reminder too, the decommission of ADS and the activation of the new features, those two are being managed independently, so there's not dependencies between those two, but we wanted to take this opportunity to provide an update. So if you go to the next slide, Anshuman, I'll give an update on the activation as well as summarize the information I just presented. So here's the overall timeline of the ADS production activities. So on the 11th, we'll do the ADS decommission dry run. And then on January 21st, we plan to activate one of the features, DOTT, and you will have additional customer notification for that specific item. And then on 2/1, as we talked about before, we plan the permanent decommission of the old ADS client and then the API V6. And to note below, we still do have the ADS test and our TCD commitment features that we don't have activation targets yet. So we will announce the target dates for those as more information becomes available. But for DOTT, at least, we will be communicating on all the forums as well as customer service that we plan that activation on January 21st. So I'll stop here for any questions.
Yeah, hi, Frank. This is Isaac from SE.
Hi, Isaac. Yeah, go ahead.
Hello. Hey, for the DOTT operating instructions, right? So I think we're still looking for some market sim on that next week, and we're waiting for the ISO to provide us with some schedules for those test runs. So could you please follow up on that for us?
Yeah, sure. And Instrument, I'm sure, is already aware of that. So we will work together with the ADS team to meet that request. And then if there's still any concerns about that production activation date, then we'd be happy to, take any of your feedback on that as well. Okay.
Great. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Frank and Isaac. If I can ask you one more thing, do you have like an email that you sent out for this, or like a CD ticket that I can follow up on?
I do. I'll forward that to you, Anshuman.
Okay, thank you, Isaac.
Sure.
I also just wanted to mention one more thing here. The timing of this ADS dry run is very convenient, 1 to 2 p.m. on January 11th. So market participants will have a chance to come to the market sim call at 2 p.m. and raise any concerns if they have anything about this dry run. So thank you for that.
Yep. All right. Thanks, everyone.
All right. That's all we had for today, and I'll open up this forum for any questions from any of the market participants. Well, all right, no questions. We'll see you back again on Monday, January 11th at 2 p.m. Thank you, everyone.